Zambash here, waiting on the release of the new Path of Exile League details. Look, I need to rescale the stream here, so let me do that. Their website is currently experiencing some technical difficulties. However, a few minutes ago on Twitter, they posted a trailer. I'm just going to drag myself up into the corner here, I think. Yeah, so a few minutes ago on Twitter, they posted a link to the trailer for the new league, even though the website is down at the moment. So, real quick here, I'm just going to log into the chat. And let's go ahead and see what is in this trailer.
To be forgotten. A fate worse than death. It is as though my very thoughts are breaking.
Alright, this is about the Shaper.
Tiny splinters. There are secrets buried in my memories, exile. Important secrets. Save these memories. Preserve them. But move swiftly, lest you be forgotten.
Alright, so we're wandering through the Shaper's memories. Looks like some cool new enemies and bosses, Shaper themed stuff. Memory stabilizers. I think that was a new spell it showed there. It might just been an MTX for Contagion though.
Into reality. Build paths to secret.
Alright, what do we got here? Global mods. 10% chance for synthesized rare packs to have an additional rare monster. Alright, so it looks like in general there are special mods here on these areas. Ooh, and we got some kind of map of memories here to explore. Cool.
Long forgotten. Treasure.
What do we got here? Using some Chaos Orb. Wait a second. Is he using Chaos Orbs on an item, but it has a locked-in mod? Is that what I'm seeing? Let's go back here a little bit.
Treasures.
Yeah, as he's using Chaos Orbs, it's keeping the one mod. So it looks like whatever kind of base this is, something special to do with the League. It doesn't have a standard Shaper back, but it looks like something lets you lock in a particular mod so you can Chaos spam around it.
Synthesized into your
Synthesizing
very
multiple items. Interesting.
A chance to create something truly unforgettable.
So it looks like lots of cool monster killing to do. Is that a new skill? I think so. Alright, there's still Syndicate stuff to be found, so we know that in some form the Syndicate is hanging around. Yeah, that's a new skill it's showing there. Bunch of cool bosses, it looks like. Neato. Alright. I'll probably be mostly quiet here for the next couple of minutes as Chris Wilson talks.
In Path of Exile Synthesis, you will meet Cavus and help him recover his lost memories.
Alright, so I lied. It's not the Shaper. The voice of this guy sounds a lot like the Shaper, and I figure it kind of looked like Shaper might have before it's corrupted, but apparently this is just some random dude, alright.
Enter Cavus's memories and stabilize them by fighting your way to memory stabilizers before they decay. Connect these memories together in the memory nexus to reach distant memories containing dangerous bosses and valuable rewards.
Alright.
Memories decay after a few runs, so plan your path carefully.
Okay.
Decaying memories yield fractured items with broken mods that are locked in place.
That's pretty cool. Huh.
Consume these fractured items to synthesize new base types with custom implicit mods based on the fractured items you used.
Alright. Whoa.
Synthesis also contains a complete balance overhaul of all spells in Path of Exile, 6 new Chaos and Holy spells, and significant
6 new Chaos and Holy spells? Though I wonder if 2 of those are the reworked Flame Totem and Storm Burst.
incentives for handcasting, including several new support gems.
Ooh, new support gem. Whoa. That was like a triple spell cast, but it looked like he still only did 1 animation.
New support gems.
That's interesting.
Check out pathofexile.com/synthesis to learn more.
Neat. Alright, well, let's go refresh the main webpage and see if that's up yet. Why did it bring me to the trade website? I just want the regular website. Don't want trade website, just regular website, please. Yeah, I will be interested when the official patch notes come out in a couple weeks to see what is available. Alright. So we made it to the synthesis page here. Let's see what we got. Nothing new there. Recover lost memory fragments. I'm just gonna skip anything that Chris didn't already talk about here. Memories. As you progress deeper within the recesses of his darkest memories, his mind starts to synthesize encounters with dangerous and twisted manifestations. Alright. So basically that's saying you gotta get deep in the memories to get to boss fights. Fracture. Oh, look at some dang yo fish scale gauntlets. Decaying memories yield fractured items with broken mods that are locked in place. While these are generally not useful as is, you'll find occasional fractured items that have excellent locked mods, resulting in much easier crafting. Yes, like there's one locked with a flat fizz that they presumably spammed until they got a good percent fizz. This one had locked hybrid, spammed until they hit some good other ones. So that's pretty cool. Potentially good crafting bases. The synthesizer. In the memory nexus lies the synthesizer, a powerful device that lets you destroy fractured items to create base types with custom... Oh, those are implicit mods on the base types? Alright, yeah, because that's still just white base type there, synthesized, whatever. Wow, yeah, that one just has implicit onslaught all the time on those boots. That's pretty wild. It's got mana and +1 max fire res. That one's got flammability on hit. These implicit mods are somewhat controllable by careful choice of input items to consume, so I imagine a bunch of people will be working on figuring out which things combine into what to make profitable crafting bases. But that one right there is pretty crazy, just permanent onslaught implicit. Spellcasting rebalance. Synthesis also contains a complete balance overhaul of all spells in Path of Exile, 6 new Chaos and Holy spells, and significant incentives for handcasting, including several new support gems. The damage of almost every spell in the game has been adjusted, providing many more powerful options for spellcasters. We've also reworked Stormburst, Flame Totem, and the Storm Barrier support. Alright, cool. I'm glad they reworked that support, because pretty much no one has used it since it was released. New support gem. Unleash. Okay, so there was actually a little longer channel. This is the one where he fired the triple fireballs, so it looks like it basically turns it into a short channeling period. Probably doesn't actually count as a channel, so you probably can't use like castful channeling with that support gem, but it's a short channel period that then lets you blast out multiples. That's cool. Builds up power over time to have spellcasts fire multiple times. New support gem, Spell Focus. The Spell Focus support shifts from an area increase to a powerful damage multiplier as you repeatedly cast supported spells. Shifts from an area increase. Okay, so sounds like it gives increased area at the base, and then as you continue casting the same spell in rapid succession, the area gets smaller and the damage goes higher. So basically it's a thing that'll help you for clearing and single target in one support gem. Kinda like the idea of increased AoE swapping for conk effect. New caster archetypes. The new Holy Spellcaster archetype features Path of Exile's first holy spells, including Divine Ire, Purifying Flame, and Wave of Conviction. Chaos Spellcaster archetype not only provides an easier introduction to chaos spells with Soul Rend, but also adds many new tools to Path of Exile's existing arsenal of chaos spells. Purifying Flame. Unleash a sudden blast that consecrates the ground and sends out a purifying shockwave. And it looks like that's traveling from the base of the character to the area that explodes. Interesting. Wave of Conviction. A massive wave of elemental force spreads over a large area, purging enemy resistances. Alright, so I wonder if it does much damage on its own, or if it's mostly a combo thing for knocking down resistances. We'll have to see on that one. Divine Ire. Looks like Scorching Ray to me. Channel will draw in energy from enemies around you, dealing lightning and physical damage. When you stop channeling, the enemy energy is released in a single devastating beam to everything in front of you. Alright. I don't really like the idea of that one a ton, because it sounds like the damage is probably dependent on how many enemies are around you. So it's one of those ones that's like cool in theory, but pointless in practice, because there won't be enemies around when you're killing bosses and you actually need the big burst damage. But we'll see. Bane, new chaos thing. Bane applies all linked curses. Wait, what? Bane applies all linked curses and a damage over time effect to enemies in an area. Alright, so it's an active skill. It's like an active and support in one, kind of, it sounds like, because you link curses to it. So it's like a support for the curses, but it's also active because you have to cast it itself, with benefits for each curse applied. Alright. Soul Rend, this is one they were showing a lot in the trailer. Unleash a projectile that weaves toward enemies and applies a deadly but short-lived dot around the projectile. With additional projectiles and increased duration, the skill can wipe out large groups of enemies. So it's, I mean, I don't know. Sounds like Essence Drain, but I don't know, better for clear. Shoots out multiple projectiles and short duration, I guess. Malevolence and Zealotry. These two new auras provide new reservation auras for a wide variety of spellcasters, and just based on the visuals there though, when it says wide variety, it probably means for physical and chaos spellcasters, using holy and physical interchangeably because that's how GGG seems to be doing it. In addition to fractured items, synthesized items, and over a dozen new div cards, Path of Exile Synthesis contains 16 powerful new unique items with a focus on impacting the way players play Path of Exile. Storm's Gift Assassin Mitt, so we got some gloves. Increased damage over time. Increased evasion and energy shield. Lightning resist. Alright, so then the special ones here. Enemies you kill are shocked, and shocks you inflict spread to other enemies within a radius of 15. Sounds super duper pointless 90% of the time because you clear everything instantly anyways, so it doesn't matter if you're spreading shocks, but I could potentially see it for like shock proliferating onto bosses from a worm jar or something. Nebulous Void Scepter. Increased cast speed, alright, and then increased cold damage per okay, so per uncapped cold resist. And 20% increased lightning damage per one lightning resistance above 75%. Wait, no, it's different wording. It does not use uncapped. So I think what that is saying is that you have to actually have that resistance. So it would be like if you were using Purity of Lightning and whatnot to get to like 85% lightning resist, then you would get 10 times, you'd get 200% increased lightning damage. I guess that could be okay in some kind of jank build. Bottled Faith Sulfur Flask. Increased duration. The consecrated ground created by this flask has tripled radius. 2 crit strike chance against enemies on consecrated ground during effect. So that would be base crit. And enemies on consecrated ground you create during the effect of this flask take 10% increased damage. Alright, that one could actually be pretty darn solid. I don't hate that. Seeker for some Orb of Annulment. Arrogance of the Vol. Item. 2 implicit corrupted. Okay, so it gives you a random unique item that's been hit on the double corrupt altar. Mad King gives the King's Path. King's Path. That for Calm's Heart. Oh, it's the Prophecy. Okay, it's the Prophecy for the Calm's Way Ring. Alright. And much, much more. Synthesis also includes many other improvements. The content from December's Betrayal expansion has been integrated into the core game. The layout of the Atlas of Worlds has shifted once again, and a lot of Path of Exile's music has been overhauled. Check out the full patch notes in early March for more information. And of course there's some supporter packs. I don't think I'll go over those in this video, since there's no real information there. So overall, it looks like it's going to be a league with some cool crafting options for sure. And of course, lots of spell balance changes. The new mechanic seems pretty cool. People like, based on the way Delve is, seems like people enjoy the sort of fast-paced, kill a lot of monsters quickly playstyle. And this seems to be encouraged here since you have a time limit in the memory zone, so you gotta move quick and kill stuff. Though that idea received kind of a mixed reception in Incursion from people playing slower builds. But it looks like there should be lots of monsters and stuff to kill. They didn't really cover a whole lot about, at least that I saw, it didn't really seem like they covered a whole lot about how you enter this and get the memory fragments and stuff, so I don't think we really have much of a picture of like how restricted the league content is, like how much time you'll be able to spend in it versus regular mapping. So that has yet to be sort of sussed out, I think. Some of these new spells look kind of cool, and I'll be interesting to see how this support gem works. This one, the Unleash one, be interesting to see how that interacts, if it actually counts as channeling during the little channel period to fire multiple times. But it looks like it should be yet another fun league, and lots of opportunities for new builds and stuff if they really are doing a thorough balance pass on all the spells in the game. A lot more things should be viable. So the next video coming up will probably be when those patch notes hit, and there we'll be able to go a lot deeper in and look at how the specific changes are likely to shake up the meta. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in a couple weeks when those patch notes hit.